Yes, we're live now. Very nice. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome.
Yo. Welcome.
Sup?
Yo.
We're gonna be responding to Sean.
What's up, gamers?
Hey guys, comedy
wait,
Sean.
wait, this isn't
gamers. This isn't a gamer moment. That's cringe, bro.
Oh, this has gone well so far.
Oh, no, it's fine. Streams can fucking typically start off that way. It doesn't really matter too much. We're responding to a video by a lovely individual named Sean. He made a video about The Last Jedi about 2 years ago, and for context, I am making a video essay about defenses of The Last Jedi. And long story short, he's one of the videos I'm going to be responding to. So this is just me streaming my research, and I have a guest with me, Skelly Boy.
Link in description, or?
Yes, link in description. I already put the link there.
Better be.
It is there. You can check.
Nah.
You cringe lord.
I'm not a cringe lord.
Yes, you are. You cringe lord.
Oh. We've been live for a minute.
Yes. Chad meme, yes.
Yes.
Hold on. I am going to... Give me a second. I'm going to post stream just in a few self-promotion channels, see if we can get a few people watching.
Nah, don't do it. We don't need people.
Yes, I am going to... Give me a second. I'm going to... Okay.
Damn, it's going to be really quiet without other people here. Just me and you.
Oh, it's fine with just us. It can function fine. And plus, we'll have the video to keep us company.
Yeah, we'll just play it.
Well, no, we're going to be discussing
live reaction. Just us fucking watching it.
Yay! Anyway, do you want to get into this lovely, jubbly video in defense of The Last Jedi?
Not really, but I don't think I have a choice since I'm already here.
Yeah, listen, you have a gun to your head, you motherfucker.
Shit. Do I?
Hey, you know the rules, Kai. Pause whenever you want, comment whenever you want. Don't change the fucking video, please.
I would never.
Yeah, it's not like there's precedent for you doing that.
I would never change this video.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
Yeah, I would never.
Never. You would never rickroll our audience.
I've never done that. I've never almost got us demonetized.
Lovely. Anyway, let's go.
I'm good.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars. That's right, a new Star Wars movie was recently released, which I, being a big nerd on the internet, find very exciting. That movie being, of course, Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Okay, I know that movie came out a few months ago now, but I make videos rather...
This is already bad.
You care to comment?
He's like he sounds like a teacher from like a preschool. Like, okay guys,
Hey.
today we'll be learning how to spell our names.
What's your name? How do you spell skeleton?
Yeah, my name is just Skeleton.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, because he clearly learned how to spell skeleton after he made his Xbox Live account.
No. It was spelled correctly the first time.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't wrong for like 6 years.
Guys, for context, XI spelled skeleton with an I in his bloody what's it? Oh fuck, his Xbox Live account.
Just like to say as well, my comment hasn't appeared on the live chat. Fucking bad host. This is a 29-minute video?
Yeah, this is 29 minutes.
Oh no.
What's it? Oh fuck, his and by the way,
It's gonna be a long day.
Don't worry about the comment appearing. Trust me on this. Streams, they can take a while to I'll make you a moderator first of all. Yeah, it will take a while for it to turn up. There's usually a delay on streams. Fair enough. It's not uncommon, don't worry, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I already made a bit of a boo-boo. I accidentally clicked off so the icons disappeared for a second. So I must keep the Discord the way it is. So, anyway, get a comment on anything else, or let's move on. With his overly condescending tone.
He also like just a general idea. No, I don't know thing. Nah, actually, no. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just carry on.
Nah, you are free to comment.
Nah, it's not really important. It's just more of a critique of him as a person, and that's not fair.
Slowly. Don't know if you've noticed. And I wanted to have time to think about it and to get the Blu-ray and watch all the behind-the-scenes features and so on. I can't just fire off a video in a couple of hours like some people can. Star Wars The Last Jedi is a SJW nightmare.
So,
Oh yeah.
look at the Look at the channel.
Oh, nice.
Because Alex Jones is, of course, a very fair representation of the average Star Wars fan.
Damn right. I don't see a problem.
Yeah.
What does he say? That something's turning the frogs gay.
Yeah. The government are putting chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay.
Nice.
Yeah, but fundamental issue number one, he uses fucking...
breaks down how the new Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, is laden with SJW narrative.
Again, Alex Jones is a brilliant representation of the average
He
Star
really
Wars
wanted
fan.
that 10-minute mark.
Of course he did.
The Last Jedi is social engineering.
Another Alex Jones video.
This is good so far. This is
very good. Very
solid evidence.
Very good representation.
Masquerading as a movie. How Disney ruined Star Wars with The Last Jedi.
Do you disagree?
I wouldn't say that The Last Jedi ruined it. It really didn't help. But the next episode, which I still haven't watched, is apparently is what I'd say is what ruined Star Wars.
Really? You say Rise of Skywalker killed it?
I haven't watched it though, so I don't know how bad it is yet. Even though I've heard stories.
It's horrific. Yeah. Context for everyone: Exa has not seen Rise of Skywalker, and I don't think you have really any care to.
I have no interest at all.
I unfortunately have to watch it again for my fucking video.
No.
Help.
The Last Jedi, the worst Star Wars movie ever made.
I don't disagree. Also, that was Dishonored Wolf.
That was the worst I've seen.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was
I mean,
the worst...
Rogue One and Solo to me weren't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to get past how the person who played the hand works, and then it's a good film, in my opinion.
No, I would still say Solo's pretty shit. I would say Rogue One is just kind of boring. I'd have to rewatch Solo though, because I barely remember anything about it.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time either. All I remember is Maul, and I was really excited about that. That's probably what's making me think it's good.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway. Ryan Johnson destroyed Star Wars. I don't really.
Ryan Johnson destroyed Star Wars. Last Jedi is horrifying. Gender Wars, The Last Snowflake.
Your boy Sargon. I actually haven't seen that video. Many people reference it, but I have no idea what's in it.
I know nothing about Sargon. I've heard of him though.
He's just like a right-wing channel. Old school anti-SJW.
Wouldn't mind those views.
What was the view count?
Huh?
What was the... Oh yeah, Jesus. Yeah, not bad.
No. It seems Star Wars just can't be a fun sci-fi movie series anymore. Since it's popular and gets clicks, it therefore has to be turned into a battleground in the culture war, whatever that's supposed to be. Now, watching these videos...
Pause it. I can't pause it for some reason. What the fuck is people's... Every time someone brings up something about the new Star Wars films, it's always, it's just a film, or something like that. It's like, fuck off. No.
Yeah, dude.
Star Wars means so much to people.
It's such a retarded statement, because, it has a massive cultural impact, and again, we're not. The main argument is just that it's a really shitty film.
It's the equivalent of like, you know, esports in like
Mhm.
Japan or Korea or something is massive. It's just imagine like the team gets second place in a competition in a League of Legends thing, and then to comfort them, you go, "Nah, don't worry, it's just a game."
Yeah.
It's just thanks.
It's just, I don't know. It's very condescending.
And listening to Chris, I have come up with a list of the most common arguments made against The Last Jedi. Before I get started here, I should say, obviously, there's going to be spoilers for The Last Jedi in this video, so if you haven't watched it, I would go and do so right now.
Don't
I
watch.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't. I would not recommend it.
It's spoilers. Don't.
It's spoilers.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about spoilers. The film's terrible to begin with. Yeah, Luke dies at the end, even though I mean, everyone's already seen it. It's been out for fucking years at this point.
Wait, Luke
So then-
dies?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they also character assassinate him.
The list of complaints. Number 1, Rey is a Mary Sue.
Yep.
This is kind
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't much proof needed for it. Just yep.
Yep. He's gonna. From what I can recall, I remember with this video having a lot of whataboutisms, but I could be wrong.
of a holdover from The Force Awakens. Rey is too powerful and does things she shouldn't be able to do. Number 2, Snoke remains a mystery. We don't know who Snoke is or where he came from. Number 3, the subplot with Finn and Rose was ultimately pointless. They travel to a planet and back to find a way to do a thing, and they fail and nothing comes of it. Number 4, the Rebels had a bad plan. If Holdo and Poe Dameron had just sat down and had a chat with each other about their respective plans, they probably would have escaped a lot easier. Number 5, the movie handled Luke Skywalker wrongly, and this is probably the most incorrect one on here. I can't wait to talk about this one.
That's the most incorrect.
Yeah, that's the most incorrect, apparently. How they character assassinated Luke?
They did. It makes no sense.
You sound flustered.
I'm gonna get mad at this video, so
Oh, I don't blame you.
I can just tell.
You have a feeling.
Oh,
I mean, the
no.
interesting thing about The Last Jedi, it inspired me to write my own story that XI is also helping me out with.
More information coming soon.
Yeah, in like a few years. I actually started, although I have started writing it up.
Oh, good. You
Yeah.
gotta get me to help out with that shit.
Of course.
I need some credit. In this.
Next, the twist with Rey's parents was disappointing. It wasn't. It was great. Number 7, there was too much diversity in the movie.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Your thoughts on
What does
this?
he mean?
Yeah, no, so...
Did you say there was too much diversity?
Well, he says that's a common complaint. It's really not.
Yeah, there's not that many. There's one black guy, that's it.
Well, I think he's talking about, like, whammon.
There's not that many.
What's about
There's Brienne in the back from Game of Thrones. Bloody, the Collector. No, there isn't that many. Although she was pointless. The girl in the front, I can't even remember her name.
Rose.
Yeah, Rose.
Yeah,
What was she doing?
and yeah, Brienne was also useless. I would say it's more of just a case of it comes down to the fucking forced diversity argument, which actually has been confirmed by the handsome black lad on the left. How he actually admitted that he got hired simply on the basis that he was black, and he got actually kind of upset about it. Which,
Wait, what?
Oh yeah,
John Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega said on Twitter that he was hired specifically because he was black, which which made him feel like shit. Because yeah, way to hire me off of a characteristic that I can't fucking control, not my actual talent.
I can't imagine that being pleasant.
Yeah,
Disney though, isn't it?
Yeah, my whole thing. I don't think diversity is bad. My whole issue when it comes down to quotas. Again, I need to bring this up. There is a distinction between diversity and forced diversity. These are actually different things. People pretend like they're the fucking same thing.
It's like bringing out that, like, oh, Rey's a lesbian. Doesn't add anything to the story.
Yeah, that's basically... I mean, they did that with Star-Lord. They just randomly announced in an article, oh yeah, he's bi. I was like, where's this indicated in the movie? Nowhere? Okay.
No, he's just bi.
It's literally just brownie points. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know, there should be white people in the far-off galaxy filled with all different types of alien creatures, I guess. Number 8, the movie was anti-man, because sometimes women are in charge and tell men what to do, I suppose. I didn't really understand that.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one either. I've heard that in regards to Captain Marvel, but I would I understand it in regards to Captain Marvel. With this, I legitimately haven't heard the...
I can kind of see where it's coming from, but it's not really indicated.
Yeah, my position is just that all the female characters act like fucking idiots.
Leia should have died in episode 2. No, this one. Last Jedi.
Yeah. I mean...
No offense to her actor.
Well, yeah, it's just because you see what they had to do in The Rise of Skywalker and the way they brought her back, holy shit.
I haven't watched it, remember?
Yeah, you have. I'm talking about TLJ.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Damn right.
This one. Finally, the movie was needlessly political. It introduced politics into an otherwise apolitical series, and
most people talk about that in reference to Canto by having like overtly anti-capitalist theming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you remember Canto Bite?
I think so.
Yeah,
Which one was it?
That was the Casino Planet. Many people like brought up connection how like, yeah, this bit is like, this is overtly a caricature of capitalism. Which I actually do agree with the position that TLJ specifically introduced political messaging into Star Wars, and I should bring up one thing because Sean's going to make an argument, and I need to bring this up. There's a difference between presenting a political message and a universe having internal politics.
Right.
Yeah. For example, most fantasy stories have kings in it, and that is presentation of a monarchy. But that doesn't mean the story is political just because you present a form of politics in universe. It would become political if you try to make a point about monarchy through the story and the presentation of monarchy. Like if you actively do like, oh, this is why monarchy is good, or this is a critique of monarchy through the story. But having simply having a political system in a story does not mean that story is political.
Yeah.
And yes, trust me, I actually heard people actually say that. You know, the series where the Emperor sends his stormtroopers to destroy the rebellion is being needlessly politicized.
Your thoughts on that statement?
From a different time there, isn't it?
And again,
supposed to be a better representation of fucking Hitler, but like it wasn't like overt. No, it wasn't.
Like
oh, this guy is Hitler.
They were based on the Nazis. Like the Empire clearly fascist, but again, the simple depiction, because they never actively critique the system of fascism. They just kind of present the Empire as like they're very definitively villainous. They never actually look at the ideology with any depth.
Yeah.
So, you know, I would not say that's political. I would even say
in the extended universe.
Oh yeah, but that's the extended universe. I'm talking about the main movies. Yeah, it ultimately depends on the comics, because I would even say this doesn't apply to the prequels, because obviously they do talk about internal because all the politics are basically about the politics in universe. They're not actually presenting any overt political messaging in the prequels.
Yeah.
And again, with Canto Bite, it's kind of obvious that Canto Bite was meant to be overtly like anti-capitalist, which I have no problem with anti-capitalist messaging in a story, and I don't think it's an objective issue that TLJ TLJ had it. I don't believe it's an inherent issue, but I can understand why some people would have an issue with it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because I don't think simply depicting an idea is inherently bad. I would just say it just depends on how that idea is executed. And the political subplot of TLJ is very poorly executed. Because, well, Canto Bite is a really poorly executed subplot.
Damn right.
Star Wars, a series about wars between different political ideologies, was apolitical until they put a woman with purple hair in it, I suppose. That's what politics means. So anyway, I'll be responding to all of these points, as well as explaining why I personally have...
So what do you think of that straw man?
No, just ignore it. They don't have... Viewers don't have to know how fucking stupid that is.
Happen to like the movie a whole bunch. I'll say here, though, it's okay to like or dislike any movie. I'm going to be talking about a lot of bigoted and obviously flawed criticism of the movie, but that doesn't mean there can't be legitimate criticisms as well. And I'm just mentioning this here so nobody thinks I'm calling them a bigot for not enjoying The Last Jedi. Even if you disagree with me here, I hope there's something valuable you can take from my little discussion of it. So let me just lay my cards on the table at the start here. I loved The Last Jedi.
You loved it. He didn't like it. He didn't like it. He didn't think it was great. He loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it when I first watched it, but that was because it was Star Wars, and I was in the cinema. I was having a good time, and then I watched it again at home, and I was like, "Why is most of this shit happening?"
I was actually in the cinema watching it with you. I was just I just zoned out because like the pace. Because I would argue that the pacing of TLJ was really fucking poor. Like, it was ridiculously slow. I want to bring up a quote from Mark Hamill. He said, basically, Mark Hamill was asked, what is something that is different about TLJ? And he said, it's the longest one, but it doesn't feel wrong. I'm sorry, Mark, I love you, but that is utter bullshit. That movie felt like a fucking eternity for me.
He probably had to, he probably can't, go out and actually say something because something to do with his probably his contracts or something.
Yeah. But, I mean, even then, he said some, quite critical shit. He said, he said that he fundamentally disagreed with Rian Johnson's take on Luke.
Really?
Yeah, he said that.
Wasn't he really mad with... I swear, in, a documentary or something about Luke, Mark, I swear he said they actually had a bunch of I think he said to the director, I hate what you've done to my character, but I'm going to go through with it anyways. I think he said something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking. I think that was actually a thing where he said that.
I'm pretty sure, that I wouldn't surprise me that being the case, considering all the other shit I know he said.
Yeah.
And I should disclose, Mark Hamill allegedly did enjoy The Last Jedi. He claims he did. We don't know if he said that because of contracts, because obviously you're not going to see someone actively saying, oh, I hate the movie, but we'll go with the assumption that he enjoyed it. You can have issues with the way certain characters portrayed. Yeah.
Telegraph. Mark Hamill admits he doesn't like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. He said to Dr. Rian Johnson, Jedis don't give up. Dr.
Rian Johnson?
Director.
Yeah, you said Dr. Rian. You mean director?
Nah, he's a doctor.
Oh, God. Rian Johnson's a doctor. He would subvert your expectations by taking out your heart but not putting a new one in.
Yep.
See, you expect me to save your life, but I'm actually going to kill you.
Thought it was the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back, which is fitting, really.
Wait,
since
rewind?
This new series.
What did he say?
He said it's the best Star Wars movie since The Empire Strikes Back.
Is he dizzy?
Yes. Look at him, he's a skeleton.
Return of the Jedi, Revenge of the Sith?
I mean, I think, I would 100% say, I would say even fucking Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones are better than TLJ.
No. Oh, yeah, better than TLJ.
Yeah.
but there are films better than Empire Strikes Back.
Hmm.
Not the best, but there are better ones.
I'd give Empire maybe an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
If we're looking at it on the objective scale. I give New Hope and Empire like an 8. Return of the Jedi maybe a 6 or a 7. Probably I'd give maybe Revenge of the Sith a 5 to a 6. Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace would be a 3. And every movie in the sequel trilogy would be a 1. For TFA,
A good old 0.
Yeah. I give Force Awakens, Force Awakens, TLJ, and Rise of Skywalker each a 1 out of 10, collectively.
Well, no, I'd say Force Awakens is better than the other two.
It's better than the other two, but it's still a 1. You can have,
I guess.
You can have a spectrum of 1 out of 10s. You can have a 1 out of 10 that's better than another 1 out of 10.
But let's start here. I loved The Last Jedi. I thought it was the best Star Wars movie since Empire Strikes Back, which is fitting, really, since this new series is almost a soft reboot of the original trilogy.
Yes, exactly. Oh dear. I feel like this film is basically a copy of The Empire Strikes Back, therefore it's good.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's really poorly executed. It steals... It definitely steals elements from both Empire and Return of the Jedi, which, on its own, I don't have an issue with. My whole thing is execution. They're both executed incredibly poorly. Whilst Empire...
No, he just basically brought up the point that, yes, the episode 7 to 9 are copies of 1 to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But he likes that. From a critical standpoint, if you copy the films...
I mean, I would say, because here's the thing, Spaceballs takes a lot of its structure from because obviously parody films. Spaceballs takes a lot of its structure from, Star Wars, but I still really enjoy Spaceballs. Although granted...
Yeah, but that's because they did it with,
granted,
a comical intent.
Yeah. But there are a lot of stories that, for instance, Dragon Ball was very heavily based off of Journey to the West. But, and apparently I haven't read Journey to the West, nor have I watched Dragon Ball, admittedly, but apparently there are a lot of similarities between the two.
I wouldn't know, I haven't watched either. Well, no, I watched a couple episodes of Dragon Ball, but...
Yeah, my position on when it comes to stuff that's very similar to other things, I don't think it's inherently an issue. My whole thing is execution. Obviously it is lazy, but you'd still if Force Awakens, for example, copied New Hope, exactly, it was literally just a copy-paste film, it'd still be it would still be well written, it'd just be a copy.
Yeah.
In contrast, but there were changes made in Force Awakens, and that's why it's so bad, and also due to the fact that it is a sequel. And I want to bring up this thing. Star Wars has what I would refer to as a hard continuity. Soft continuity being something like James Bond, where the sequels aren't. It's unclear the timeline of events. They don't really. Each story is very much standalone. Whilst in Star Wars, it's hard continuity. Each
dramas mixed with sitcoms, basically.
Yeah, like a TV show.
Yeah. Like Big Bang Theory, you don't have to watch them all linear. But with Game of Thrones, you do.
I mean, I would just use the example of let's say something in a newer Bond movie contradicts something in an older Bond movie. That's not really an issue in itself because of its soft continuity. Well, Star Wars is a hard continuity, meaning it has to maintain consistent with the previous ones.
Yeah.
Because I think even that applies to the Big Bang Theory. Because if you have something in one episode completely contradicts something in a previous one, that's still hard continuity.
Oh, yeah, true.
I would say probably a better example would be something like Love, Death and Robots. Have you seen that?
Kind of. It's a bit like that Oh, that other show. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, but
Black Mirror or something?
I haven't seen Black Mirror, but I know what you're talking about. Basically,
Yeah, it has the same concept, doesn't it?
Each episode is a completely different story, so it doesn't really matter for set story to maintain consistency with the other ones because they're all like.
I've watched a few of those ones.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. I watched an animated one about a chick who turns into a cat, something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, Love, Death and Robots is really good, by the way. Watch it.
I know. I've watched some, like I just said.
Well, I'm saying anyone who hasn't seen it who's watching this.
Hey, there's only 2.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's probably 1 person watching, because I'm guessing you've got it up too.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, random 1 person.
Of The Empire Strikes Back within the 3-movie arc. It's the dark middle chapter where the heroes all get their asses kicked. And there's obviously a lot of surface similarities between the movies. You know, they follow a similar structure. It opens with a costly battle where the rebels are just buying time to retreat. The protagonist goes off to train with a reclusive and reluctant master who isn't the hero they were expecting. They have a spooky experience in a magic cave. The protagonist's allies travel to a new place in the story where they meet a character who double-crosses them. The young hero abandons their training early to rush off to save their friends, and they learn a shocking twist truth about their parents. You know, you get it. The movies are...
So, yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree. The issue is one is executed well, and the other is executed poorly.
Yep.
You know,
like with Last Jedi, it's all kind of... I wouldn't say it's forced, but...
contrived, doesn't make any sense, clinically retarded.
Yeah. It just feels like it was put that way for the sake of being able to say that, like, it's like this one, therefore it's just as good.
Totally.
No, it's not how it works.
Similar. The Last Jedi avoids falling into the trap of just being a straight remake of Empire. Rian Johnson made this movie with a real understanding for what made Empire great.
Oh.
Evidently, Rian Johnson should stop making films.
I mean, I will say one thing. He did make the Ozymandias episode of Breaking Bad.
Ah. And I'm a pretty big fan of that episode. That's the one where Thingy finds out, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's where Walt
one
Jr.
of the last ones.
Yeah, the one where Walt's Empire falls.
That was a good episode.
Although to disclose, Rian Johnson didn't write that episode; he only directed it. I'd say Rian Johnson. My position on Rian Johnson is he's a good director, but a bad writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's an appropriate position to hold.
In my opinion. Also had a good sense for what he needed to change. For example, let's think about that twist. In the original trilogy, Luke learns that Vader is his father. What a surprise. You know, we're all familiar with that. Now, a worse movie than The Last Jedi would have simply emulated this twist and had Rey be the daughter or granddaughter, maybe, of some other already known character who was important to the lore. Except, that wouldn't be very good.
So, if I can break this down. So, the reason where people were asking for a reveal for Rey is due to her power established in TFA.
Yep.
And,
The thing that's bad about it is that people guessed... I remember when Force Unleashed came out... No, Force Awakens, sorry. Came out. I remember watching a video of a guy... analyze her fighting style compared to Palpatine's, and he concluded that they were going to be related in some way, and that was before Last Jedi came out. That's how predictable it was, and people still fucking hated it.
Bring up one thing. So even after Rise of Skywalker obviously came out and completely shat all over this idea, but I actually don't have an issue with the twist in amongst itself. My issue is the Rey being a nobody. My issue is how it functions in regards to her power.
Yeah, it doesn't function in lore at all.
Yeah, because
unless she was born by the Force and literally is twice as powerful as Anakin, but
I mean,
again.
bring up the example of Galen Merrick.
I mean, yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was the son of a Jedi.
Yeah,
Which is why he was so powerful, plus being trained by Vader.
he was really fucking powerful.
He was very powerful, I will fully admit. Although in that game, they do actually increase everyone's power to like a radical extent.
True, yeah, that's why it was made non-canon, because it just made everyone and everything too complicated.
Yeah, everyone was super fucking OP in that game.
Yeah.
Would it?
You can
It
kill
wouldn't
Vader.
really be a twist if it was just copying another twist that we already knew about. My personal bet was that they were going to make Rey descended from an evil character, maybe Palpatine somehow.
Oh, this did not age well. This did not age well. I'm so sorry, Sean.
Please tell me he's like, that would have been terrible. That would be great.
You know, something like that, which would have been rubbish.
Oh, yes! Yeah, he probably... I mean, admittedly, a bunch of people who like TLJ hated Rise of Skywalker. So it wouldn't surprise me him not liking it.
And who knows, you know, maybe they'll still ruin it in the next movie.
They did.
For now, though, The Last Jedi emulates Empire's twist while having it still actually be a surprise, which is great. Though I should add, before people accuse me of praising it simply for being unexpected, it actually makes a lot of sense for the characters. When Luke heads off to fight Vader in Empire, he is very certain of himself. He's certain Vader is a bad guy. He knows Vader tortured his friends. He knows Vader killed his father. So killing Vader would be an unambiguously good thing. Luke learning that Vader's his father isn't just a surprise for the sake of it. It takes his character from a very certain place to a very uncertain and complicated place.
Yeah, it's why this twist is so fucking good.
Yeah,
But
that's why people liked it.
yeah, and by the way, just pausing for the sake of like, I don't want to have it for too long because obviously copyright is a bitch.
Damn right.
And I don't want it to be a case of... Yeah, I don't want to have it go on for too long, so there will be cases where I'll just be randomly interjecting with kind of a pointless comment, just to disclose. So, Sean, if you are watching this, I should have probably said this at the beginning, but no disrespect towards you, man, but this is not a very good video. Although I would be willing to talk to you about this movie.
Me too. I'll
It
come in
makes
on that.
this more interesting. Now, Rey finding out that she was a Solo or a Skywalker or a Kenobi or whoever else, that would have had the opposite effect. Rey is unsure of herself and doesn't know who she is, so just handing her an identity like, I don't know, Luke Skywalker's daughter or something like that, that would have made her story less interesting. She'd be defined by her relation to that character, instead of having to be her own person. Luke didn't want Vader to...
There's one issue with that. Rey doesn't really have a character.
No.
Yeah, her character is very, very, very fucking bland. I would say the main fundamental issue is there's nothing... In TFA, the only thing that literally defined her was her parents. She was literally defined through her parents.
Yeah.
And nothing else. And now she's simply defined as, a strong female character, which, as someone who's writing my own story, I never want my female characters to be defined as simply strong female character. I would never want any of my characters to be defined
Female
that way.
capitalized.
Yeah. I never want any of my characters to be defined that way, and I think it would be shitty for them. Like, I would do that as a failure. I would have failed as a writer if my characters were defined that way. So someone's... I don't know, I'm picturing someone taking that out of context and just being like, bruh, why do you hate strong women? Do you think women should be weak? No, I'm just... No, I just
Someone
want...
will do that.
Listen, my characters are strong females, but fucking... I want them to be defined as something more.
Fucking sheep in the box.
to be his father, but
Even though we're not covering him, we're still like, oh, fuck, sheep in a box.
Rey does want Luke to be hers. And since this is the dark middle chapter, you know, neither of them get what they want. Everyone was expecting the parent reveal to be finding out who Rey is related to, when The Last Jedi correctly identifies that the actual interesting thing to see is the protagonist hearing something that they really don't want to. You know, seen from that perspective, both twists fulfill the same purpose in the narrative. So, bravo to The Last Jedi. I think they nailed it there, really. I liked the twist a whole lot, and I don't think it was a disappointment at all. Wow, look, I answered one before we really got going there. I'm getting ahead of myself a bit here. Now, the thing about a lot of the complaints about The Last Jedi I mentioned earlier is that they also apply equally to the original trilogy.
Oh god, so your thoughts on this? Did you hear what he said? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, imagine like Darth Vader was like, no, your father is behind you. It's like, okay.
I mean, he's basically doing all these issues, and this is why I'm responding to this one, because they really don't apply to the OT at all.
They don't what?
They don't apply to the OT. The criticisms is made towards TLJ. He just said that when if you really look at it at all, they don't. Like the Mary Sue thing, for example, he's going to bring that up.
I'm excited for that part.
For instance, you can think that Rey is a Mary Sue, if you like. You can say Rey is unrealistically overpowered, if that's your opinion. But what you can't say is that Rey is unrealistically overpowered for a Star Wars character.
I'd say power is like kind of relative.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really relative.
It depends on the character. Yeah, relative is the correct term. It depends on the character.
No. It's like with anything. It's like, what are you gonna? If you had to fight with something, you're not gonna choose a stick or a nuke. You're not gonna be like, well, if the stick is really long and the nuke is really small, maybe I'll choose the stick. It's like, no.
I mean, I think a point is that his point is that Rey, in comparison to characters like Luke and Anakin, are around on the same level, which I don't agree with at all.
No, Luke is one of the most powerful people we see in Star Wars. Anakin / Darth Vader behind him.
Mm-hmm. Well,
then Palpatine probably behind him actually.
Mm-hmm.
But like saying that,
yeah, but you got to take into account training. Rey beats Kylo like without any training.
Without training, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that
his training wasn't finished as well. I'd still say it's a bit stupid that she was able to beat him.
I would say it's still very stupid, and even then, they never actually technically finished his training in TLJ, apparently. And I'd still say, because with Maul and because the issue is how she wins. Because the comparison I'd give is Maul versus Obi-Wan versus Kylo and Rey. Taking obviously Obi-Wan in a straight duel obviously wouldn't be able to beat Maul in a normal context, but the way he beats him is like realistic.
Yeah.
He catches him off guard with an attack. But like if he wasn't in that scenario, I don't think Obi-Wan would have been able to out-duel Maul.
Yeah.
And I won't touch on this because I did touch on it in another video, but why can Luke fly a spaceship in a space battle?
Because he's an established pilot.
Yeah.
They established that he's...
There's a comic about Uncle Ben, or whatever his name is.
Owen.
No.
Uncle Owen.
Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben.
Uncle Ben?
Yeah. But no, like, there's a comic of Luke, fuck's sake, having a natural ability to be able to be good at flying them. But in a comic, Obi-Wan helps save Owen, but there's a bit where he's like holding him over a cliff, because he's fallen or something, and Obi-Wan's fighting something in the background, and Luke sees this and he's like, "What the fuck is going on over there?"
Spaceship.
He sees Owen falling, and he saves him by catching him, which obviously is a hard maneuver to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like it's supposed to be the establishing thing that makes him like a naturally good pilot.
Yeah,
So that's how his point's incorrect there.
My position on that is the fact that they state earlier that Luke knows how to fly in even New Hope itself. I wouldn't even rely on external.
Yeah, there was also a scene. I don't really know if it kind of connects, but it kind of hints at it. But there is a deleted scene where one of Luke's friends is joining the rebels, and he like says goodbye, and he says like, "Oh, which regiment are you joining?" He joins like pilots, Air Force, or whatever it's called. And Luke says, "Oh yeah, maybe one day I'll see you there."
Well, I'd use the example of Luke literally saying, well, in fact, better example, Obi-Wan saying, "I heard you've become quite a good pilot yourself."
Yeah.
In reference to his father also being a good pilot.
It's established.
He's a farmer. You know, why can he outfight trained military pilots? And the answer is he just can. Because he...
No, it's because they establish it.
They establish
the protagonist. You know, why can Princess Leia outfight stormtroopers? And how can...
For fuck's sake.
They'd be trained because she's a princess.
She was trained by her father, I'm pretty sure. It was Bail Organa who trained her.
Yeah, and she's also like a high, not priority, like high status in a rebellion. Well, she's not part of the rebellion, but you know what I mean. Like,
well, she is part of the Rebel Alliance, but not like according to the Empire.
Yeah, she's not like actively involved in the war, but surely you'd like get some. It's like Padme. She's the queen of a place. Why would she learn how to shoot?
Yeah, I think that's a really stupid standard to be like, oh yeah, she's a princess, why would she know how to fight? Which,
yeah,
I think is completely reasonable to assume she would know how to fight.
Not like above average, like she wouldn't be a god at it, but she'd be able to handle herself.
Yeah. I am actually pleased with the fact that he's not, he's bringing up Leia as an example, because at least I don't think he's doing the, oh, you guys just hate women argument. So it's decent. Yeah. I'm fine with that fact. You're not saying we hate women, so that's good. Thank you, Sean, for not calling us a bigot. Or calling us bigots, I should say.
What you?
In a 100.
You're at least better than Sheep in a Box. Or Quentin. Or Cosmos Variety Hour. Or yeah, in fact he's probably the best.
You are the best.
£100 would choke out a 1-ton monster. You know, she can just do that. Why can Anakin fly a pod racer when we're told no other human ever can do it? How?
Pause. Same reason. Yeah. Yeah, he said, trust your instincts. Yeah.
How can he fly a spaceship? And how could he use the Force with
pause
absolutely
again?
no training?
Sorry, I can't. Isn't there like a whole thing where he accidentally destroyed that dreadnought? I think in the film he like, I think he takes off in autopilot, and then I think he takes control of it. And also R2 is there, isn't he? He's in the back. And the R2 droids are supposed to be able to help control the ship as well as give info like radars and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I also think he's like fumbling as well. I think he's like, oh, what does this button do? Same.
Because he just can. I mean, he literally just can. He's a magic prophecy child. I mean, is this the realism that used to exist with regards to Star Wars characters? And now does not. Another criticism of The Last Jedi that could be equally applied to the original trilogy is the argument that Finn and Rose's subplot is pointless to the overall story.
Oh, this
now,
is exciting.
I'd argue that it isn't at all, but let's take this argument
What
at
does it
face value
accomplish?
here. Finn and Rose come up with a plan to disable the tracking device the First Order are using to follow the Rebel ships. But they have to travel to Canto Bight in order to meet someone who could hack the ship's defences to get them inside. Just before they're able to disable the tracker, however, they get captured and fail their mission. Now then, does that mean that their story was pointless? And
Yes. Yes. Just doesn't work. Well, if Rose isn't... No problem. Don't want him good to go. Ow.
There we go. There we go. Oh,
Ow.
I need to turn myself down. Okay.
Yeah, you do. Goddamn.
Is that better?
A little bit more.
Better?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. That functions.
Goddamn.
Okay, here we go. Technical difficulties, apologies.
I'd bring up parallels to Empire Strikes Back again here. In that movie, the crew of the Millennium Falcon flee the battle on Hoth trying to escape the Empire. They fly through the asteroid field, there's the whole bit inside the big asteroid, they do a neat little trick to ditch the Star Destroyers, they head to Cloud City, and then they get betrayed and captured by the Empire anyway. You know, they spend the whole movie running away from...
Which leads to the capture of Han Solo.
Yeah.
Which leads to the
and
opening...
he's then released in the next...
Yeah, which leads to the opening of Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads to Jabba being killed. And it also leads to Boba Fett being killed. It also establishes Luke as a Jedi. And also, you gotta take into account, Han actually develops a relationship with Leia. And it was...
character development.
Yeah. Rose... didn't really develop as a character at all. And I don't think that character development is necessary, because my whole issue is it's a repeat arc for Finn, and you didn't need it for that arc, and my whole issue is that it could have been avoided so fucking easily.
Damn right.
From the Empire, only to wind up being caught by the Empire. Does that mean that their story was...
And also, that's the reason that Luke goes to Cloud City.
Yeah.
Which leads to the I am your father twist.
Yeah, which he defended earlier. Yeah.
Likewise, Luke heads off to seek training with Yoda, but he ends up abandoning it to try to save his friends and rushes off to fight Vader and loses. You know, does that mean that his story was pointless? If you think about it, the only actual material differences in the Star Wars world between the beginning and end of Empire Strikes Back are that Luke loses his hand and Han Solo gets captured. Nothing else really happens. The heroes fail.
I am your father. Luke, Leia falling in love with Han. That's oh crap, I'm very loud.
Seems to forget what you're saying sometimes.
Yeah, Leia falling in love with Han. The I am your father twist.
Yeah, I love you. I know.
Lando's redemption. There's a lot that goes on. This is not
just a little bit.
This is not equivalent.
In both Empire and The Last Jedi. That is the point. The Last Jedi even has a scene where it just outright states this when it shows.
Nothing. I think I'm lagging a little bit.
All right.
Yoda teaching Luke about learning from failure. Or how about the scene when Finn and Rose are like, it was worth it just to tear up that evil casino, and then they both look directly into the camera and say in unison, it's the journey that matters, not the destination.
Okay, so the journey is important to the destination. You need a journey to get to the destination,
Yeah.
so both are equally important. And plus, the destination is, if anything, technically part of the journey, because it will be the climax of the journey.
Oh, climax.
Yes, you dirty little Welshman.
Speaking of that, no, I'm joking. No, it's just not fucking good.
Pretty bad video. I think we can all agree.
Okay, they don't say that, but they may as well do. The characters and their experiences are what's important, not searching around for plot holes to nitpick. And this goes
Not searching around for plot
don't
holes.
fucking show that. Don't show that fight scene.
Oh god. Yeah, plot holes to nitpick. Okay, so do you want to break down that statement? Plot holes to nitpick.
Plot holes nitpick.
He says not looking for plot holes to nitpick. He's doing the whole plot holes don't matter argument.
You've already shown me a video on that.
Yeah, Patrick
You
Williams.
should cover that video.
Oh god. Well, that video has been done to fucking death. Yeah, if any of you don't know, we're talking about Patrick Williams. He made a video on plot holes that was awful.
To say the least.
Don't watch Patrick Williams ever.
doubly so for minor continuity errors, like that guard's lightsaber
Minor?
dagger.
Minor, that would have killed her.
Yeah, she'd be dead.
She'd die. And the funny thing is, it wasn't just like, oh, I forgot. They realized there was a choreography fuck up, so they had to intentionally remove the knife. Which I find funny.
That van from his hand midway through a move.
Also, here's a little bit of a nitpick for you, Sean. Why are you using a GIF?
Yeah. I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah.
I mean, we've all seen this, right? Do you remember this?
That's not as important as that.
Yeah, and what would have changed? Like, okay,
Yeah,
he would have...
You move him forward a bit, you can make it look like that.
Yeah.
But you can't make it look like she would have got stabbed.
What do you think of this? Oh, sorry.
And yeah, it's... My whole thing... It's a flaw... That was a... So the disappearing knife was a major flaw of that fight scene. The air kick...
This is a minor flaw.
Yeah, this is also a flaw with that fight scene. They're both issues with the fight scenes. The difference is that fight scene is overall good. The throne room scene... Well, do I need to say anything?
No.
Oh man, fucking hell.
My bad. That force kick, wasn't it? Well, excuse me. Anyway, speaking of plot holes here, let's talk about Poe Dameron and Admiral Holdo. Now, this was something I actually didn't particularly like when I watched the movie in the cinema. You know, here comes the new boss, I thought, with the suspenseful music, and she's going to be incompetent and arrogant, and our plucky hero...
She is.
Yeah.
She is both incompetent and arrogant.
will have to go behind her back to save the day. I've seen this 1,000 times before, I thought. But then the movie takes it in an unexpected direction. It turns out that Holdo does actually have a plan to save everyone, and she just didn't tell Poe Dameron because he's a big jackass who...
Okay, so...
It's like... Hang on, let me... When they were writing this, they had the idea that people weren't going to look back and go, wait, why didn't she just tell him? And then it was like, oh, whoa, she didn't tell him. She didn't tell him about this massive plan she had. Look at this massive plan. Not why she didn't. Yeah. Carry on.
They never properly justify why she didn't tell him the plan. That's the...
There is no fucking reason for him not to know.
Who keeps getting people killed. I personally appreciated this whole plot thread much more when I watched the movie through a second time. I actually liked a lot of the movie more on the rewatch, so if you're someone who didn't like it too much first time around, I'd recommend giving it another go.
So you can hate it even more.
Also, Kai, you've actually contradicted that with your own experience. You liked it on the first viewing, and when you had your second viewing.
I hated it, yeah. Jesus, man.
So Hold there to teach Poe a lesson about what it means to be a leader.
Not
And the movie
not a
ends
good
with
time
Poe
to teach
retreating.
lessons. That is not a good time to teach someone a
Yeah,
lesson.
not the best timing, but okay.
From a battle to fight another day. And Princess Leia says, follow him. You know, Poe's got a character arc in all that. That's the point of that whole thread.
I mean, I would say his character regresses. He goes from an actual self-sufficient character who's willing to make like decisions himself and actually take charge if necessary. Because I want to bring up the opening where Poe attacked the dreadnought.
Yeah.
Do you? Should I reference this or should you?
No, you go on. I don't remember it very well.
Okay, so basically, if Poe didn't destroy the dreadnought, everyone would have died.
Oh yeah.
Because the dreadnought, which is established to be a fleet killer, would have followed them through hyperspace and killed everyone.
Because wasn't he demoted for
Saving everyone.
losing like their artillery or something?
The bombing fleet got destroyed. You remember the bombers?
Yeah.
Remember how well designed they were?
Yeah, they were great.
Remember how even though it's established that the Resistance have Y-wings, they just choose not to use them?
Yeah. Let's not get into that. He hasn't brought that up yet.
I know, but... no, can I say something to you? Do you want to know why that apparently isn't a, quote, objective criticism?
Why not?
Because most people don't know what a Y-wing is.
Nice.
Sean doesn't say that, someone else says that. If we cover Just Right's video, holy shit, that video was... his video is about objectivity, not Star Wars, but he does talk about Star Wars a bit. He also talks about The Dark Knight. But his video was... Oh my god, his video is terrible. Just right. So he said that The Dark Knight has more plot holes than any film you can name. And do you want to know what his example was of a plot hole in The Dark Knight?
Oh, go on.
Money doesn't burn that fast.
Oh yeah, you told me about that, and I was like, didn't he fucking splash oil all over it?
Yeah.
No, gas.
Gasoline, yeah. It's brilliant. Well, my favourite bit in the video is just where he has a random fucking poem.
I don't remember that.
I didn't show you the video. Yeah, you didn't watch it with me. That video is also really bad. He basically spends most of it misquoting a philosopher.
Delightful.
The question remains, however, why didn't Poe just talk to Holdo and explain what he was going to do? Or why didn't Holdo just let Poe in on the plan? And the answer is because Poe wasn't that person then, at that point in the story. He had something about him that needed to change. And
Also, you say he never spoke to her. Yes, she did. Also, I need the Screaming Guardsman. Doot.
My god.
Doot. Hello, Screaming Guardsman. Hello.
For the course of the story, he did change. Of course, the Resistance had poor communication and screwed up and got a bunch of people killed, but that doesn't mean that's a bad thing, narrative-wise. And also, I'd say, if a poorly organised plan on behalf of the protagonists is enough to turn you off a Star Wars movie, have you ever seen Return of the Jedi? So let's very briefly talk about the plot to rescue Han
He's talking
Solo.
about the plan to rescue Han Solo, which he is aware that was a very commonly criticised section of The Last Jedi, right? Not Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that was... Yeah, it could have been better.
Yeah, the main issue is that Lando could have just freed, what's-his-face, Han. Although, he's even bad at countering this point, because he gets a bunch of information wrong. And I actually did some research into this, because I looked at the script of both Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back. And I'll be breaking this down.
So at the end of Empire, we have Lando and Chewbacca heading off to save Han Solo. Luke, Leia, and the droids are chilling out on a spaceship while Luke gets a new robot hand. Right. Return of the Jedi opens with the droids heading to Jabba's palace, where C-3PO says Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca never returned from this awful place. Then the droids...
Take into account one thing, C-3PO doesn't actually know the plan.
Indeed, he does not.
Yeah, so he
Doesn't
wouldn't...
R2?
R2 knows, C-3PO doesn't.
Yeah.
Find themselves handed over to Jabba as a show of Luke's goodwill. And we also see that Lando has been employed as a guard. Next up, Leia arrives in disguise with Chewbacca as a prisoner and hands him over. Now, of course, this makes no sense, since Chewbacca was supposed to have never returned from this place.
No, so key detail. First of all, he could... Because remember, one thing I should note, in Empire, they never established that they're going to Jabba's palace, they established that they're going to Tatooine, not Jabba's palace. They don't actually... So, he could just be referencing Tatooine, or it could just be a case of C-3PO doesn't know the plan, and just assumes Chewbacca is inside.
Yeah, probably.
And the last time the droids, they were with Leia, so how would Chewbacca have made his way back to Leia and come up with this fake prisoner bit without encountering C-3PO?
Well, they could have encountered them separately. Like, they could have just met up on Tatooine, and just been like, okay, you're going to be a fake prisoner, I'm going as a bounty hunter. Also,
No. What do you mean? How could they have met up on that planet?
Yeah, without C-3PO knowing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know the point of this part of the plan, given that all it does is get Leia inside to let Han out when Lando was already in there and he could have done it himself.
I actually agree with that. I think Lando could have just done it. Yeah, that's the main point of criticism.
Anyway, Leia gets caught by Jabba and co, who are all hiding behind a curtain in the middle of the night, which is hilarious.
I mean, they probably just assumed that she was going to free Han.
Leia.
Oh, yeah.
So the situation before the heroes attempted to do anything here was that Jabba the Hutt had Han Solo prisoner, and that's all. And now, though, he has Han prisoner, but also Chewbacca, Leia, C-3PO, and R2-D2. And then finally, Luke just turns up and mind controls his way inside. Now, there's a lot of problems with this. First off, if Luke's plan was to use his Jedi mind trick to make Jabba hand Han over, why not just do that to begin with? You know, if he expected that to work, they could have skipped the steps with the droids and like...
I mean, I would say it's just probably like a safer bet to sneak him out.
I don't think this part was part of the plan anyway.
Yeah, I think it was just a contingency.
Because I don't think Leia was like, alright, here's the plan. I'll get caught.
Yeah, I would just say it's a contingency of being like, hey, it's easier to just sneak him out than...
If this fucks up, I'll do this. He's also doing his own thing with his lightsaber, isn't he?
Yeah, then risk a Jedi mind trick. Yeah, because didn't they have R2 smuggle in the fucking lightsaber?
Yeah, he has it inside him and he shoots out at Luke on the ship when they're about to execute all of them.
Leia and Chewie. You know, that all would have been pointless if Luke could just waltz in and mind control everyone to do whatever he wanted. Next up, Luke finds out he can't mind control Jabba. He tries to shoot him in the face.
An error occurred.
What? Oh, what are you talking about? On the OBS?
Yep.
Oh, you mean the watch? You mean the watch together? Is it just not working?
Hang on. Yeah, it's just said something's wrong.
Alright, I'll pause the stream.
It's amazing. Luke's plan B is to just explode.
Yeah, hold on. I have the screen on pause real quick.
Remember the time it's on. I'll have to send you another link, I think.
Alright, we'll have to pause for a sec then. Yeah, we're gonna need to bring up the video on another watch together. Just give Kai a sec. No, I have the stream on pause. I have a nice little screensaver just called that just states stream paused.
Might have fixed for me.
Oh, try it one more time then.
Hang on now, I'll just start a new one.
Yeah.
Remember the time it's on.
I have it up.
My bad. I really need to get a laptop. I'm sorting it now, sorry.
Alright. I'll just check out the health of the stream.
Is it doing okay?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
All would have been pointless if Luke could just waltz in and mind control everyone to do whatever he wanted. Next up, when Luke finds out he can't mind control Jabba, he tries to shoot him in the face.
An error occurred.
What? Oh, what are you talking about? On the OBS?
Yep.
Oh, you mean to watch? Not Return of the.
Try that.
Alright, out the health of the stream. Give me a second.
Is it doing okay?
Yeah, the stream seems to be fine.
All would have been pointless if Luke could just waltz in and mind control everyone to do whatever he wanted. Next up, when Luke finds out he can't mind control Jabba, he tries to shoot him in the face.
An error occurred.
What the fuck?
Huh?
Quiet the fuck. There we go, there we go.
I ain't got...
What? There we go. What? Oh, what happened? Did the watch together crash for you again?
No? What? What happened?
I don't know. Oh, nothing. No, sorry, my audio was coming through. I should have muted my desktop. That's my bad.
Oh, right. Don't scare me like that.
Yeah, no, the fucking desktop started playing. That's a fucking screw up on my part. Again, this is not. I'm somewhat new to streaming. There's still some kinks I need to sort out. Because this isn't actually a new scene. I just put up an image, and it will play my desktop audio regardless. So it's fine. See. Okay.
Today we're going to be
Can you see it? Okay.
No, for me, you're not even in the fucking thing.
Okay, I'll just reset it. Oh, actually, hold on. Give me a second. Make sure I
You've clicked on my link, yeah?
give me one more second. I'll just try resetting the link. Not resetting the link. Aha! There we go. There we go.
My bad.
I got. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, you camel. Okay.
Today we're going to be talking. Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking. Hello, everyone.
Okay, there we go. Okay, I'll just cut this bit out of the when I re-upload it on my, because I'm probably going to re-upload this on my second channel, so I'll just cut the second out.
Hello.
Yeah, so feel free to say as many racial slurs as you want in this section.
I'm not Josh.
Okay, let's. There we go. Fixed. Everything good.
Today we're going to be talking about Star Wars. That's right. A new Star Wars movie was recently
timestamp. Give me the timestamp.
Released. So,
like 15:29, I think.
Okay, 15. There we go. We're back on track.
Next up, when Luke finds out he can't mind control Jabba, he tries to shoot him in the face, which is amazing. Luke's plan B is to just explode Jabba's head in front of his whole entourage, which is gutsy, if nothing else. And you might be wondering why Luke doesn't just use his lightsaber here, and that's because it's currently inside R2-D2. And why did Luke do that, considering he could just use his powers to walk through the front door with absolutely no problem? You know,
okay, so there's no guarantee of the... I do agree with some of the criticisms he has, but not all of them. The first one being...
This is a highly criticised part of the film anyway.
Yeah, my issue with that, with his statement there, is that Luke knows there's no guarantee of the mind trick working, which is probably why he didn't initially try it on Jabba. And it will be the same thing with the guards at the front. There's no guarantee that he would have been able to smuggle in his lightsaber. And what would you rather smuggle in? A blaster or a lightsaber if you were a Jedi?
Yeah, especially when, like, There's a whole thing about Jedi bounties going around.
Yeah, because Order 66 Jedi aren't exactly light.
To an
He
extent.
just brought it in with him. There was no need to smuggle it in. I could go on here, but you get the picture. You know, you can pick at the plot holes of the original trilogy in the exact same way as people are doing with the new ones.
No, you can't. Not really.
No. There aren't that many Well, there aren't as many criticisms with the OT with the sequels.
Yeah, the OT is. There are issues with the OT, but they're nowhere near on the same level as the sequels. That's the big issue.
And that can, you know, I get it. But you can't use those plot holes to claim Star Wars is ruined or destroyed by
I mean, my whole thing is it simultaneously it completely fucked Luke's character, and also the Holdo maneuver it did ruin the stakes of every. Yeah, you say questionable. It ruined the stakes of every single space battle that's ever happened in Star Wars. And here's the thing. When I would say, because here's the thing, TLJ for me at least did kill Star Wars for a while. It completely destroyed any investment I had in Star Wars as a.
I don't think anything could, unless it was released like, oh, Mark Hamill is a pedophile, Han Solo is a murderer, stuff like that. Like the actors did something but I don't think anything could actually ruin it.
For me,
it did like kind of ruin.
It killed my investment, I'd say.
It killed my interest in watching the rest of the sequels.
Disney or Ian Johnson or feminism or whatever else, because the original trilogy was exactly the same.
No,
Speaking of, let's talk about Mr. Snoke here.
Oh god, this is the worst part.
Specifically, the criticism that we don't find out who he is or where he came from.
Well, it's the issue is we don't. And okay, so the issue with this is he's gonna. Actually, no. I'll just let it play. Never mind.
Now, to people asking for that, I'd say to be careful what you wish for, and let me explain. The Snoke criticism ties into a criticism I have of the new series, which is a consequence of it being kind of a soft reboot. The distinction between the Resistance and the Republic is poorly communicated.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely valid.
One of the few things that is.
Yeah. It is very, very poorly communicated. If anything, it kind of doesn't make any sense in a lot of ways. And they don't give any explanation for a lot of it.
When Holdo introduced in The Last Jedi, she says, "The downtrodden and oppressed know the resistance symbol and put their hope in it." But why? You know, who are the downtrodden and oppressed? Because the Republic's been in charge for like decades now, hasn't it? You know, it only got destroyed maybe like weeks ago.
Literally the previous day.
Yeah.
Literally the day before, not even weeks ago. The day before.
At the start of The Last Jedi? Or has the First Order been around being menacing like the whole time since the fall of the Empire?
Well, we don't really know. I don't think we know when the Empire officially fell.
The Empire, I would say Return of the Jedi will probably be the safest bet.
I mean, like, no, because that was like heavily weakened, and I would say the Empire fell as an empire, but the actual like
the organization there was still like the same way we have neo-Nazis.
Because after that happened, if you've played Star Wars Battlefront 2, which does have a canon storyline in it, we learned that there was an elite force.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing
was like there was also a gathering point for the rest of the Empire. And they were to go to every Empire-led planet and start either killing or thingying all of the people, all of the citizens.
My whole thing is
I can't
that
remember all of it, but there was some sort of plan that
I don't really give two shits about Battlefront 2.
It's still canon though. Like it has to be brought into thought.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's the whole concept of fucking personal headcanon. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, true. Like, bloody the sequel trilogies aren't canon in my head.
Yeah, I literally refuse to accept it as canon.
Continuing to exist. the answer to this question and the Snoke question is that there's just a portion of the Star Wars story that hasn't been told yet. So allow me to give you my fan theory.
Oh, God.
So the original trilogy comes out. It's a nice little story about space liberalism beating space fascism. You know, the bad guys are obvious, they lose, order's restored. Well, hey. But then the prequels come out and they complicate things. You know, they show space fascism emerging from space liberalism. And the Jedi, who we've been told are great, actually really suck.
No, the Jedi are established to be flawed even back in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, Luke fundamentally disagrees with how Obi-Wan and Yoda think he should take on the Empire. And at this point,
doing it his own way.
And at this point, Obi-Wan and Yoda are a representation of the Jedi.
The only representation.
And that's my favourite parts of The Last Jedi, actually, when Luke just lays into the Jedi for allowing Palpatine to take over. The prequels show...
Did he just directly contradict himself?
I don't know. I think he said my favourite part. I mean, I guess he might have, but, you know, maybe not. But I'll say for now, no. But he said that the Jedi just allowed Palpatine to take over.
Yeah, they didn't really.
Yeah, no. So, do you remember when Mace tried to kill him once they found out he was a Sith Lord?
Like, he's also kind of, like, powerful.
Yeah, they didn't just allow Palpatine to rise to power. They tried to stop him.
They allowed him in the sense that he did, but they didn't. They went like, here you go, man.
Yeah, like, it's the equivalent of saying Japan allowed the Americans to nuke them.
The antagonist force arising from within society and using the apparatus and rhetoric of that society to impose tyranny. Now, whether they did that well or not is up for debate, and a braver person than me can attempt to answer that question. But competency...
I mean, I don't...
You're brave for releasing this video, which is probably just released with reviews, but...
I mean, I don't know. Maybe not. He did release it at the same time as Solo, but I have no clue. We don't... I don't want to assume his intentions.
True.
I'll be nice.
Aside, that is what the prequels showed. So we have a cycle. Liberal democracy gives way to fascism, which is in turn defeated. So what's happened with this most recent trilogy is that chronologically, we've skipped a step. There's a missing trilogy of Star Wars movies between episodes 6 and 7. What they'd show, if they existed, was Snoke rising to power, reorganizing the remnants of the Empire into the First Order, building Starkiller Base. We'd see Luke training the new generation of Jedi and failing, Ben Kenobi falling to the dark side, etc. Now, all that story is implied, but we just haven't seen it directly. As far as The Last Jedi is concerned, it doesn't really matter who Snoke is. He's like the Emperor in the original trilogy. Snoke is just some evil guy who exists to be overcome.
Wait, pause. Part of, like, the whole reason that the prequel trilogy was added was to explain how Palpatine got into the position he was.
Yeah.
That wasn't the main part. Like,
even then, there's a different context with... Because obviously the OT, the universe was set. That's how the universe was established. You have an empire with a space dictator. The difference is with Snoke, it's a sequel.
Yeah, we have no idea who he is.
Yeah, and given the context of the rule of two, it's probably a good idea to have some explanation of where the fuck he came from, because we had the assumption that, you know, the last two Sith were Vader and Palpatine.
Yeah. It's just, like, this guy, like, I still have nothing against him, it's just his views on Star Wars I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But he keeps on bringing in things that don't apply to what he's trying to defend.
This is what's known as whataboutism. And it's the main thing my video is about.
Yeah.
I mean, You know what you're asking for when you say you want Snoke's backstory filled out, don't you? You're asking for another prequel trilogy. Because
wouldn't
that's
mind
what
that.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Would it be called like the pre-sequel or something?
I guess. I mean, what's wrong with having, like, my issue with the prequels isn't that they're prequels, it's just the fact that they're poorly written.
Just like the pre-sequel sequel pre.
You can have good prequels to things. Like, he's like,
Yeah, Prometheus, that was great.
If you can have, I mean, no. But you can have things that are prequels that are good. The whole idea of just, oh, it's a prequel, therefore bad, is not inherent as a standard.
Like, they're not always great. They're usually not great, but there can be good ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right one?
Revenge
of the Sith is one of the best Star Wars films.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, anyway. And it's also the most memed. Is it that one or Attack of or
I mean, Revenge of the Sith is memed far more than the Clone Wars. But I think Clone Wars is significantly better than Revenge of the Sith.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about Attack of the Clones?
Yeah.
I think you're mixing up Attack of the Clones and the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, no, Attack of the Clones is really bad.
They made Anakin so creepy.
I like the bit where they just straight up go, "Oh yeah, what was it? Anakin just straight up was like, yeah, hold up."
Go on, you can think of it.
No, hold on, I just need to check out the stream real quick. It's being Tism again.
Punch it in the dick.
Okay, good. The connection's back up. That's... Yay. So, yeah, that's fine. Hold on. I put the stream pause icon back up. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna say, Padme just is like, after Anakin says, yeah, I slaughtered a village of Tusken Raiders, murdered women and children. You know, Padme just like, okay.
I killed all of them.
Yeah, Padme just like, oh, listen, I understand you were angry. I was like, fuck off.
You slaughtered a bunch of people, you dick. Stay the fuck away from me.
You're a fucking murderer. Murderer.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah.
Prequels show Palpatine's rise to power. Do you want to see that again?
Why not?
You know, you want the prequels part 2, the pre-sequels, I guess. Maybe Jar Jar could come back as well.
Yeah,
if
why not?
Oh,
not
God.
being...
Yeah, good point.
Oh, no.
Not that again.
Not Jar Jar. I don't know,
Jar Jar.
I think they could do interesting things with Jar Jar's character. Maybe he could have a tremendous amount of guilt on the basis that he's the one who gave Palpatine his emergency powers.
Yeah, he probably killed himself from depression.
Yeah, he was just like, me so depressed.
Me so sorry.
Me so sorry for the rise of the Empire. I mean, here's the thing. You can have Jar Jar back as long as you execute him well. That's my whole thing is execution. Because he's doing this whole, like, oh, do you really want another prequel trilogy? I was like, why not? Like, as long as it's good. I guess he's scam. He's fear mongering with prequels.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing.
Being explained is a mistake. It's one that belongs to The Force Awakens for choosing to tell the story it did. You can't really blame The Last Jedi for inheriting a problem from a previous movie, and I mean,
you can fix the problem. You
don't have to inherit it, you have to fix it.
Yeah, fix the problem, don't fucking inherit it. Or like, yeah. I admit it was originally TFA's fault, but TLJ had the potential to fix it. They made it worse.
Yeah.
They made it significantly worse.
Well, it would have been nice to have episode 8 and 9 be good.
Or episode 7 be good. Just any of these movies be good.
True, yeah.
It'd be nice for every movie to be good.
Not me.
I think they handled it the best way they could.
No.
They actually did something interesting with Snoke by having him surprisingly just get cut all the way
Be
in
useless.
Yeah, be completely useless and create a shit ton of issues, because if he's
They
just...
could have just established Snoke as, like, not the leader of it, but just have Kylo Ren be there.
I would say just killing him off is probably the worst thing they could have done.
Yeah, they should have, like... They could have made it where, like,
they should have
Kylo saved her.
They
Like, actually properly saved her.
He could have gave her a character. Oh, they could have gave him a character.
Yeah, like, they could have just been, like... If they wanted to kill him off, they should have done it better. But they probably shouldn't have killed him off either.
They didn't do it okay the way that they did it. They did it poorly the way that they did it.
Yeah.
You have no idea who I'm quoting there.
I don't know who you're quoting, but I like it.
Oh, Jared Genesis. If you want, we can watch one of his videos after the stream. It's funny as fuck. No, he's fun. He's a funny man.
which rule. And now he's out the way and the actual interesting villain is in charge. And I'm honestly looking forward to the next movie to see where they go with that. Now,
he must have been so disappointed.
Yeah, I can imagine him sat in the cinema on his own, just fucking crying.
Just like... I mean...
Then let's briefly talk about a few of the sadder reasons people don't like the new Star Wars movies. SJWs and feminists have ruined the movies by putting too much diversity and anti-male bias in them. I unfortunately saw quite a lot of that. And I'll deal with this rather briefly. I'll read to you a section of a fairly standard representative review of The Last Jedi from one of these people.
How much do you want to bet that it's not going to be a fair representation?
I'll bet a bit.
Evil Empire is run entirely by white human men, all the way up to the evil white emperor. They are opposed by a mix of whites, blacks, Asians...
Yeah, so this is not... Fuck... Oh, wait, I remember. Yeah, this is a review from a white supremacist.
Nice.
Talking about the OT. For fuck's sake.
Latinos, plus all the other species, the whole galaxy united against the white male oppressors. Anti-whiteness. It's not just for Homo sapiens anymore. Can the message be any clearer? Now then, I apologise. I have deceived you there by using images. What I just read is not a review of the new movie. That's a review of the original trilogy, posted in 2009
anyway.
on the neo-Nazi website Stormfront. There are racists who will write off the...
Yeah, because... For fuck's sake.
I was literally, while he was reading it, I was like, this doesn't sound like Thingy at all.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, you said black Asians. How many fucking Hispanics and Asians are there in the OT? I know Orlando's a black man. Can't really...
Black man.
Yeah, he's a black man. I don't think...
He's a black man.
I can't think of any fucking significant Asian or Hispanic characters in the OT.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Does Chewie count?
Chewie's Chewie's Ching Chong Asian.
Latino.
Yeah, Chewie's Latino.
Original G as being too diverse. Now, what's my point with that? Well, in short, for these people, any amount of diversity is too much diversity. It's not like they saw Lando or Mace Windu walk onto the screen and they were like, oh, how refreshing, you know, that's the appropriate amount of racial diversity to be in a movie. No, they hate all of
that
it.
anyway.
Yeah, my position
Racial
is...
diversity doesn't matter in my opinion. It's like, if a film has all whites, it has all whites. Who the fuck cares? It's like, when I know I wouldn't really think about it at that age. No, I wouldn't think about it. But when I saw Mace Windu was black, I didn't like go, oh, he's black. I just thought of him as a character. I wasn't like, Ah,
Yeah,
yes. A
and
black
the issue
person.
is, this doesn't really apply to the race, but for the gender it certainly does. A lot of the characters, the female ones, are described as strong female character, and remember the point I made about that earlier, of my fucking hate for that term? Because it just proves that you're fucking a lazy writer.
Mm.
Come on, man. Because again,
Come on, man.
I don't want to, like, I hate. How do I find it weird how writers, like, as a writer, I would feel legitimately ashamed if a character was described that way. Like, if
Same.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if you end up releasing that thing as a book,
Yeah.
and then it's like, oh, this character is gay for doing this thing. Like, no.
Yeah, this is the gay character. This is the black
Yeah.
character. I'm like, no.
Make your character fucking gay,
Yeah.
the main protagonist.
Yeah, don't write your characters like that. And here's the thing, I think that's what most people talk about. Because I haven't heard anyone talk about race in regards to TLJ, only really gender.
Yeah, but again, to me, it doesn't matter. It's like, you're a girl, you're a girl, you're a boy, you're a boy, you're black, who cares?
Yeah.
If you actively
And
go out
the
of the way...
anti-male biased thing, yeah, when has a Star Wars movie ever had a female character boss men around? What a new invention, not previously before seen in the series. The people in Star Wars aren't even humans as we know them, really. They're space aliens from a different galaxy. You know, who cares what colour or gender they are?
I'm pretty sure that, Luke and Leia are human. I would say it's safe to assume that they're humans.
Yeah. Or Mandalorian.
I doubt Mandalorians are humans. They're just
or
from Mandalore.
Clones.
Clones are also technically human. I mean, are clones human? That's a philosophical question.
They're clones of human.
Yeah. Clone lives matter.
Yeah.
Well, me, a little bit. I mean, I like diversity. I think it's good. More diverse movies, please. And at the expense of quality, also. Diversity is more important than quality.
He was so just saying that to not sound racist.
No, I think that was a bait. That was a bait thing. I think he was just baiting, being like, yeah, diversity at the because people say that often. Like, yeah, you shouldn't prioritize diversity over quality, and most people talk about that in regards to like hiring actors or directors. If you implement a quota, there's a good chance that you might not get the best director because you just need like the black director or the gay director.
Yeah.
Ow. I'm just trolling at this point, obviously, but also, in addition to me just being trolling, it is true. So I think the last point which I haven't addressed so far is how the movie handled the character of Luke Skywalker, which I happen to think was fantastic. But there was some disagreement on that point, most notably from Mark Hamill himself. Some people didn't like how Luke appeared to have given up and went off to live in obscurity, and some people didn't like that Luke dies at the end of the movie. So let's talk about...
No, it's not the fact that he dies, it's the way that he dies. He dies like a fucking coward.
It could have been.
It could have been so much better.
I'm sad I have to think about The Last Jedi.
You're sad that you have to think about the movie.
Yeah, it's just... They ruined it so bad, man. They ruined Star Wars so... They did it so perfectly.
I thought you said there wasn't a way to ruin a movie, the OT.
No, they didn't. No. I don't mean it like that.
Yeah. It killed your investment for it.
Why, man?
You're just like...
They ruined Luke's character so bad. They did so well at ruining it. They literally were like, okay, what makes Luke Luke? All right, so
let's do the opposite.
Yeah.
This is what makes Luke Luke.
I have bad dream. You must die.
Yeah. Well, what's the meme? Yeah, Luke in the OT. He's my father. I have to save him. Luke in the fucking ST.
Oh no.
How much
It's sad.
do you think he's gonna do the moment? How much money do you want to bet he's gonna do the moment of weakness argument?
Oh, if he does, I'm leaving.
About this for a bit. Star Wars has had a Jedi problem for a while now.
A
When
Jedi
we
problem?
first hear of the Jedi through the words of Obi-Wan, they're the guardians of peace and justice throughout the galaxy, but the two Jedi Luke meets in the original trilogy lie to him in order to manipulate him into killing his own father.
Wait, didn't he say that the OT presented the Jedi as all the good?
He did, yeah.
So there's a disconnect there straight away between the legend and the reality. And then when we consider the prequels, the Jedi aren't heroes in those. You know, they're like a weird political cult who kidnap children.
They don't.
You know, a good point of comparison.
I need to bring this up. They don't fucking kidnap children, you moron. I hate it when people make this argument. They don't kidnap the children. The parents give them to them.
I mean, no, when as like an extended part of the things in the books, I think they do explain that the way that the Jedi are seen is like from people that haven't had personal experience with Jedi, is that they do actively be like, your kid's force sensitive, can we have him?
Yeah, but it usually requires the sign off from the parent.
Well, yeah, it does, but
Mhm.
like there isn't a format. There isn't like basically people that haven't had their children go off to the Jedi don't really know how it works.
Yeah, they don't.
They just assume that they just take them.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's like the Jedi aren't actively liked
Mhm.
in at any part of the thing.
Hold on, I need to I'm gonna turn you down. Let's give me a second.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Just for the sake of audio balancing. There you go. That's better. Yeah, the Jedi aren't liked within the Republic.
No.
Yeah, that's the only point where they have. My issue is he claims that they kidnap children. They don't. The parents give them to them. It's a consensual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just that most parents are like, yeah, sure, take my kid because motherfucker.
I don't want it.
Well, no, it's usually a case of like, let's say you're a poor family. You know, Jedi live quite good lives.
Let's say you're a slave.
Yeah, let's say you're
on an outer rim planet.
Yeah, your son has the opportunity to not just be not a slave, but a Jedi.
And come back and save you from the evil man who owns you.
Man, evil.
Here is when Finn and Rose see slavery at the Canto Bight racetrack.
These are not equivalent. These are not at all equivalent. Jesus Christ.
Oh dear.
Do you do
Painful.
Do you do research, Sean? I'm sorry, but you're not a bad guy, but you have not done enough research here. This is literally contradicted in Phantom Menace.
No. No.
Yes.
They're appalled by it. But when Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon see slavery on Tatooine, they're like, not all that bothered, really. You know.
Well, it's because they're more just like, slavery exists in the galaxy. And you say that, Padme's appalled by it. And it's probably because they're trained to not be, like, hyper-reactive. Like, they view slavery as a bad thing, which is why they free Anakin. Like, obviously just for the fact that they're Force-sensitive, but they need to concede to the rules of the galaxy.
It's like, you know the whole thing with the Jedi... Oh, what's it called? The Jedi Code or whatever. It's like, the whole idea of it is, like, you save the bus full of kids, not your wife, type thing. It's like, that's the same situation there. They need to focus on the mission that they have, not focus on freeing every single
here's the
slave.
thing, realistically, they would have to murder, like, so many people. How it would have to work was... like, if they didn't just buy Anakin, they'd be like, yeah, we're just gonna have to cut down a shit ton of people, just kill them. I'm like, yay.
It's like the Qui-Gon could have easily have been like, yeah, you'll free him now, holding his blade. To
Yeah,
his fucking...
but that is kind of yeah, that
Yeah.
you shouldn't do that's bad.
Yeah.
Well, it would be bad. It's not against the Jedi code because I wouldn't. Because personally, I wouldn't
What,
have
to threaten?
not to threaten to be like, bruh, give us the fucking slaves or we'll fucking chop you down. Like that's not really a very Jedi-like thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Jedi aren't really don't really do that. That's not how that works.
They're not into that.
They're
don't do that.
well, they're diplomats.
Diplomats.
Yeah, they're peacekeepers. Yeah, they're diplomats and peacekeepers. They're not fucking like, they're not just gonna cut you down because you own slaves.
You know, they save one slave because he's got a high power level, but you know, then they just
Don't say it
leave.
like that.
It's like really weird. The Jedi don't act like heroes. There's also not much respect for the Force in the prequels. It's just a practical power the Jedi use to get what they want. Now, The Last Jedi uses...
Do you care to comment on this?
Nah, because the video would be extended by a bit.
No, please do it.
Rewind it then.
like heroes. There's also not much respect for the Force in the prequels. It's just a practical power the Jedi use to get what they want.
What does he mean? It's like there's more respect for it. Literally, all there is in that is Luke's powerful in the Force. Oh yeah, he is. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's you got to be trained by someone else who uses the Force. In the prequels, it's fucking explained what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's maybe the fact that it is explained is the disrespect, because you know how a lot of people have issues with midichlorians as a concept.
I don't have a massive... I thought it was that people didn't like that it was explained because it ruined the mystery behind it.
I think that is literally it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with knowing like what it is, because it makes me feel more clever.
Well, I think it's just a case of like it's good to have an explanation for something. And I don't think it takes away the... Again, there's the whole issue of, like, oh, it takes away the mystery. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? And here's the thing. There are mysteries of science. Like, even if the Force is a science, there are mysteries to science.
Yeah.
Now, the Last Jedi uses Luke to address this conflict head-on. The Jedi have been rubbish. They failed to stop Palpatine. They acted like gatekeepers to the Force and used it selfishly. That's all in addition to Luke's own failings. Like, even he, the legendary Luke Skywalker, could fail and end up creating a monster like he did with Kylo Ren. Rey, of course, provides the counter that people need legends to believe in and inspire them. And I liked this little chat with Yoda about failure as well. I felt it nicely summarised the theme of the movie without being overly ham-fisted about it. The Jedi have been rubbish failures, but they could be better. But what good is that, I hear you cry? Luke is dead now. And after all, once a Jedi dies in the Star Wars universe, that means they're gone forever and are never seen again.
Oh,
no.
Fuck off. Fuck off. You put no research into this, did you? No fucking research. There's only like 3 or something. There's Qui-Gon, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and now Luke.
Oh yeah, it's
Anakin.
Anakin as well. And technically, if you count my story, 2 more, but I give an explanation for that.
Wait, what?
Oh,
I don't remember.
I'll explain to you later.
Yeah.
Honestly. Now, Luke's death mirrors Obi-Wan's, obviously, in that it is entirely on his own terms, and he does it for a good reason. Anyone that didn't like that Luke died, I would ask you to consider the alternatives. One is that Luke survives and comes back to lead the Resistance, and I don't like the idea of that much. You know, he's...
Oh no! Oh no, not Luke coming back to be Luke.
Yeah.
Man.
Not the legendary general of the rebellion who freed and killed the legendary Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine and destroyed 2 Death Stars.
Well, technically Lando destroyed the second one.
Nah.
He's too powerful. and I feel like he'd just eclipse and get in the way of all of the new characters. The other way would be to have him actually fight and be physically killed by Kylo Ren. Would that make you happier? You know, Luke just lying there with his arms and legs cut off and like dying in horror.
That doesn't have to be how he dies.
Yeah.
Just have him die
That's
like
a bit dark.
Have him die like Obi-Wan.
No, I don't think people would have liked that either, to be fair.
Yeah, like, I mean, here's the thing. What's wrong with Luke showing up in Episode 9? And also, my whole thing is, I think the movie... I think TLJ at its most fundamental level is broken. I think they just should have just scrapped the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
I
a case
reckon,
of...
like, I genuinely could have done a better job than whoever the fuck wrote it.
I'm trying to do a better job, and it was written by Ryan Johnson.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to do a better job than Ryan Johnson. Someone challenged me to do that, and I am.
With help.
Yes, with
Link in
help.
description.
Pain. I doubt it. You know, the movie handled it great in my opinion. And Mark Hamill gave a fantastic performance in the movie, especially considering that he actually didn't like what they were doing with the character during the production.
I mean, I would agree with that. I would say the acting from Mark was decent.
I mean, Mark is a professional. He's
Mark,
very...
I do think Mark's a very good actor.
Yeah.
I like Mark. He's a cool guy.
I'd smash.
Same.
Man's a pro everyone. So I think that's it then. I've finished defending The Last Jedi. Before I go though, let me just list off a bunch of smaller moments in the movie I really enjoyed that I didn't get to mention anywhere else. I really like that just before the dreadnought explodes at the opening of the movie, we get a shot of the captain and he does this cool, haughty grimace, which is just wonderful.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Luke's
Okay.
whole routine on the island is great, obviously, but I especially like the fishing spear thing that's way too long. You know,
What does he think of the titty milk?
Yeah, show us the milk.
You gotta see Luke getting that milk.
why is
Yeah.
the spear so long? It's ridiculous. I really like the callback to the Mos Eisley spaceport line in A New Hope when Rose says that Canto Bight is a terrible place full of the worst people in the galaxy, and then it cuts to a bunch of rich aliens on a pleasure boat. Ha ha, it's very clever. I love all the little details in the casino. Infinite...
Can I give my opinion on the details in the casino? My God.
Yes, go on.
Do you remember some of the horrific things that like legit almost gave me fucking PTSD? Do you remember that giant tit monster? The thing that was trying to put coins into BB-8? Fucking hell.
Yeah.
That scene was, oh god.
Fuck, I'm never watching TLC again.
I have.
Rays is a mirror
I feel
of
bad
Luke's
for you.
Force cave experience. Mirror. Did you get it?
No.
I like the Rashomon style retail.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's possibly the worst, like...
That is the... No.
If you took a screenshot from Star Wars and made someone not want to watch it,
I would.
this would be
That,
the
that
one
would
you
be the
put in.
one. Yeah, Luke trying to kill an innocent child.
Tellings of handing over
course.
Kylo with his lightsaber.
It's just
I
like...
like when Hux considers shooting Kylo Ren to finish him off, but stops when he comes to. This iron
Fucking
is
hell.
really cool. There's like a brilliant little fake out transition where you think it's a ship landing, but it's an iron. And there's no reason for them to do that either, but they did it anyway, and it's really funny. Regardless of what you thought of Leia's Mary Poppins
Don't do
force
it.
powers, this shot of Leia floating in the space battle is awesome.
No,
No, it's not.
that looks ridiculous.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Please get someone in PACE to bloody redraw it so it's just fucking Yondu.
I mean, I could probably do that.
You do
And there's
it.
a lot of shots in the movie, of course, like this one, this one, this one, this one.
Nice.
I mean, I think that
I like that.
I'd say that's a joke. I would say, Sean, you did a funny. I mean, there's not much to comment on. They're just details he personally liked.
Look at that nipple.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so on, you get.
I mean, I would say that Rian Johnson's a good director. I would concede on that point. The shots look nice. It's just that the context behind the shots don't make any sense. Yeah.
It. And this one as well. I mean, come on.
It's a nice shot, yeah. The context is terrible, though. Jesus Christ.
I've just realised I actually really like that shot.
Yeah, it is.
Like, it's kind of reminiscent of like when you first see Luke.
I mean,
like,
that was the intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I admit, I'd hire Rian Johnson as a cameraman in a fucking heartbeat, but I would keep him away from the script at all cost. I would literally get a legal restraining order saying that he's not even allowed to physically touch the script.
I agree.
That's fantastic. I like that the movie rejects DJ's self-centered philosophy. His advice to Finn about not choosing a side leads him to end up siding with the First Order in the end. I like that the movie takes the Force off the Jedi. I like that it rejects the importance of bloodlines and power levels and prophecies. Actually, The Last Jedi seems designed to annoy the sorts of people who would obsessively categorize Star Wars facts on Wookiee.
Oh god, nice fucking...
Don't mention Wikipedia.
Yeah, he is mentioning Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is not a... That's not a good source.
Don't use Wikipedia.
Yeah, don't.
I mean, sometimes you don't really have a choice, but I don't know. Just don't be a Wikipedia, dude.
Wikipedia or things. Now you can use the Force without being called Skywalker or Kenobi or...
You could always do that, for fuck's sake.
Nah.
No, that's annoying. Oh. Stop. Cease.
Or whoever else. Some little kid uses the Force to just pick up a broom in the epilogue because, of course he does. Because
I mean, yeah.
No problem.
Oh, okay.
What happened?
Oh, I just had the stream disconnected for a second. That giant tit monster.
Is everybody here?
Seems like everything's good now. Yeah, everything seems to be fine now. Okay. I just got... Yeah, so about that, I got a notification saying that OBS disconnected.
Where were we?
Oh, just at this point. He was just listing off details he likes. Which I don't really have an issue with this section at the moment, because I'll agree that these sections are nice, except with a few exceptions. Please don't bring up the Holdo maneuver, though. Please don't. No. If he brings that up, you've summed this bit.
That's it.
I haven't had an issue with this at all at this point. I've been fine with this section generally, with the exception of the Leia Mary Poppins scene.
Screw you. The Force belongs to everyone. For now, anyway. I'm sure there's already a novel in the works about how he's the secret son of the evil clone of Luke Skywalker, and his midichlorians are just off the chart.
For fuck's sake, mate.
Yes.
I mean, my whole position is that, yeah, anyone can be a... What, in fact, Ratatouille? The whole thing of not anyone can be a chef, but a chef can come from everywhere.
Yeah.
Apply that to Star Wars, I would.
Not everyone could... What? Not everyone can be a Jedi.
Yeah, not anyone can be a Jedi, but a Jedi can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
I would say that's probably the nice message.
Take this brief opportunity to enjoy Star Wars, everyone. It is currently very good. Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Solo yet. I'm going to go next week. I've heard...
Thank God he didn't bring up the Holdo maneuver. Thank you, Sean. I would like to thank you for not trying to defend the Holdo maneuver. But I think...
Conflicting opinions about it, so I'm rather interested. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and thanks especially to my supporters over on Patreon. Also have a Twitter.
Okay,
Patreon.
Patreon. I don't know.
Okay,
yes.
Fuck you, Sean. You said Patreon.
You have a Patreon. Anyway, what was your thoughts on that?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it. Like, it wasn't any, like, Remarkable Republican type stuff. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, this video out of all of the selection is probably the best.
Although I'd say that this isn't really him actually defending the points. I think he just has an opinion of the film, and all of the opinions that seem to be proving it wrong he likes.
Yeah.
So I'd say that this is more of just going instead of actually defending it, he's just going, in my opinion, I like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna accuse, because I should note Sean is actually those leftist channels. He is one of those, but I'm not gonna accuse him of any political bias. But he did bring up some political points that not a lot of people, only a handful of people bring up those points. And this is my whole thing. My issue is he brought up Alex Jones.
Yeah, that wasn't a great idea.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
We've got a lot of people on stream somehow. Never mind. It's just a glitch on my screen. Got 4 people watching. One's me and one's probably you.
Yeah.
Hello, 2 random people.
Anyway, the video not terrible, but the points in it were bad. The ending bit was fine. You just listed off details that you liked. I think I consider that those details are cool. And Sean, if you see this video and want to talk about it, that's more than fine with me. I'll be nice.
Yeah, we wouldn't mind the free publicity. No, I'm joking.
Nah. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. You're gonna see a few more videos from us, because we're gonna be covering a few videos. The next one isn't gonna be too pleasant.
Oh no.
It's gonna be Quentin.
Oh, I don't know who that is, but it sounds bad.
Quentin Reviews is a I don't know how to describe Quentin. He's this is not in that video, but he said in another video that a sequel is only a sequel if you interpret it to be a sequel. You just went silent.
Say it again.
A sequel is only a sequel if you interpret it to be a sequel.
Does that include part 2s?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. He literally believes
this is gonna be a good stream when that happens.
Yeah, Quentin is an incompetent mess of a human being. He one of my favorite points is when he unironically says, if you ignore the plot, characters, and lore, the film's actually pretty good.
If you ignore the core parts of the film, it's a good film.
Anyway, thank you to other people for watching. I'm gonna upload this on my second channel, most likely with the technicalisms cut out. But
link in description.
Check out Exoskeletons channel, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys. Yeah, if you're into leftist type content, I'd watch Sean. I think when it comes to leftist channels, he's actually better than the outlet. He's actually decent. He's one of the few I'm actually okay with. When it comes to leftist channels, the ones I like are Sean, H Bomber Guy, and ContraPoints. I think that those 3 are good.
I'm not one for politics.
Yeah, I sometimes watch political content. I more watch H Bomber Guy for his game and media analysis. H Bomber Guy has some decent videos. Watch H Bomber Guy. He's even if you're not into politics, his video on Fallout New Vegas is really good.
Okay.
And Fallout 3. Although you might not like his. His Fallout 3 video is basically just him arguing that Fallout 3 is actually quite poorly designed.
Yeah.
Just
we're a bit off topic right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, although don't watch his Dark Souls 2 video. His Dark Souls 2 video is bad. Anyway, we're ending the stream now. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.